Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. I'm Kirti Sophia Purnachan, and in today's session, we'll be learning about translation studies. Translation is a service which changes words or text from one language to another language. A deep understanding of both languages used is vital for this to be accurate. Thanks to the global connectedness of the internet, this process is popular on websites, search engines, and even social media. But translation systems and services vary from country to country. So, finding out exactly what translation is and how it works can be more complicated than you would first think. Let's define translation. Translation is the process of rendering written content from one language into another language. Correctly translated text or words will convey the same meaning, emotion, and intent as the original message. It will also take into account any potential differences in culture and phrasing between the two languages. People sometimes use the term translation and interpretation synonymously, but a translator will work with written text and an interpreter will work orally. Translation is the action of interpretation of the meaning of a text and subsequent production of an equivalent text, also called a translation, that communicates the same message in another language. The text to be translated is called the source text, and the language it is to be translated into is called the target language. The final product of this is sometimes called the target text. Moving on to translation in writing. Translation in writing is important as this text is often written with the intention of publication. When translating in writing, the original language is called the source language, and the language the text is being translated into is called the target language. When translating writing, especially that which is to be published, the result needs to convey the same intent and meaning as the original text. So, this requires a translator with a solid knowledge of both languages. Now, let's see who all uses translation services. Businesses often seek translation services in an effort to serve their customers better and keep up with their demands. As this world gets more and more competitive, it's imperative that businesses convey their message clearly and accurately to their customers. Translation mistakes can potentially affect a company's reputation and result in financial loss. Generally, most industries have a need for this type of service. The legal field has the need for the translation of depositions, petitions, court records, and court proceedings. Law enforcement may need to have statements translated, and the medical field frequently needs medical records and notes to be translated. Other examples of industries that benefit from document translation services are insurance and financial companies, as well as the media. As more and more companies make their services available through the internet, the need for the translation of websites and web content has also grown. Furthermore, talk radio, podcasts, surveys, focus groups, and corporate meetings often need translation services. Businesses are not the only ones that have a need for document translation. On a personal level, individuals also employ this type of service. Due to more people migrating to different countries in search of a better life, they find themselves in environments that are unfamiliar, including the language. As a result, they may need legal documents translated, such as birth certificates, marriage licenses, passports, contracts, and lease or mortgage contracts. Moving on to who translates written language. Many companies now offer automated services that will do the work for you, but the quality of translations can vary. Different companies will perform this service to different standards and prices will vary depending on this. For instance, documents being translated and sent to governmental bodies can require certified translation. Written work that is translated to be published will potentially need a higher standard of translation than work that is used for information only. A quick recap of what we have learned till now. Translation is the process of rendering text from one language to another. This can happen for legal documents, technical documents, or even just for interactions on social media. Whatever the purpose, it requires an in depth knowledge of the source language and the target language. Accurate translations often also need translators with a good knowledge about the subject of the text. Global interaction and increased levels of connection over the world have prompted a rise in these services and their importance. So that's all for today. I hope today's session was fruitful for you all. If you like this video, do give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends who love to learn. Once again, thank you so much. Bye bye.